any CorpGov has to be keen on managing risk, right? And any modern enterprise would want to focus on managing risk.
Risk management is basically identifying, analyzing, evaluating, and then prioritizing your risk. With the use of technology, and especially with the environment of being connected over the internet, itself poses risk. So this risk is that maybe communications or information or operations that we intended to keep confidential and within our organization, we end up exposed to certain threats. And for that purpose, we need to always sit down and look at the ICT that we have within our organizations, and then look and see if there are any weaknesses in those systems that we're using that could end up exposing us and then having far-reaching negative impacts on our businesses.
Risk management ideally should be looking at what risk do the people pose, what risk does the processes also bring into the organization, and thirdly, the technology that has also been deployed to the organization.
What is key to understand is that as much as these risks may exist in the people, process, and technology, the implications are not limited to only the people, processes, or technologies used within the company. IT risk, as much as it focuses on the IT systems, the implications of it are far outside of the IT realm. And they touch on legal, they touch on HR, they touch on business development, they touch on finance, most critically, and so on and so forth. This exercise of risk management, it's not done in a silo. You need representatives from everywhere within the organization to come together, and then from their particular expertise to be able to advise the board. So even risk management, it's not necessarily something that's done at board level. It's done at operational level and tactical level, and then the results of that are synthesized for presentation up to the board. At the end of the day, the board is the body that, makes the decisions in terms of this company achieving its strategy.
Ideally, I think there's something you mentioned which is pretty interesting, that we need to sell fear, or basically most of the consultants sell fear to these board managers. It's important that, one, they get to understand why IT risk matters, how to go about the IT risk management, and getting the conversation to them.
It is very, very key to have on the board or senior management level somebody who is very good in the area of risk management. Not only other areas, because for some of you who have done details in risk management, you find you have a top level leadership that is more into operational or strategic risk or other forms of risk management. They are not good at IT risk management. So at that level, there's need to have somebody who's guided so that he understands what real IT risk management is, or what cybersecurity is, and what can go wrong.
Some of the new demands that are coming towards the organizations are cyber insurance.
On top of doing trying to transfer the risks, I look at the key of them having the knowledge as something very, very key. Because even for me to be able to convince you that we need to transfer the risk or to do cyber insurance, once you've been able to convince these guys that it is important, but how do you convince them? Let them have the knowledge. It begins with leadership. That is, now I'm meaning board members and senior management, because most of these you find the operator, almost at that level, and they are the decision makers.